It's not laughing matter, but at the same time, it is also laughing matter because what? What? You know what? If you had any doubt that what Dele Farotimi wrote in his book is actually what it is the drama going on in Nigeria that will tell you that yes, Dele Farotimi did touch enough and that there is real truth in the things that he has written in his book. Because tell me how they are saying that they filed a suit to they're looking for a court order to halt the sale and distribution of the book, and then it seems as if these people think that we are in 1980 something or 19, I don't even know what to say, or 1970 something, because that's where that would make sense. But let me go on. Let me just calm down. Matter full ground. Senior lawyer from Afebabalola's law firm sues Farotimi, wants book distribution stop. Senior lawyer, eye service. You know, there are always people that want to do eye service and show that they are the ones that are in the whatever. The book has gained tremendous traction, reaching a top spot on Amazon's bestseller list within days of police action against Mr. Farotimi following Mr. Babalola's petition last week. A leading figure of Babalola's law firm has sued Dele Farotimi for 500 million naira over his alleged defamatory book in a legal effort that also seeks to stop the distribution of the fast-selling book. So this one now, what's his own inside? As per, is that not what they usually call busybody in law? Because I don't get what's his own inside of this. Keide Ogunwumiju, a senior advocate of Nigeria, managing partner at Afebabalola & Co., alleged in his suit that Mr. Farotimi's book titled Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System is defamatory against the law firm and its lawyers. Okay, so this is the angle he's coming from. He stated in the suit filed at FCT High Court in Abuja. So now, there's a suit against Dele Farotimi, Magistrate Court Ekiti. There's a suit against him in what's this thing called now? In Federal High Court Ekiti. And now we have this one in Abuja. There's another one I think I saw where they said in Oyo. So one of the things that they've realized is the fact that Ekiti doesn't have this thing as a crime. It doesn't have criminal defamation as a crime. So all these things that they have filed in Ekiti, there's no crime. It's not a crime in Ekiti. So now they are doing everything they can to ensure that they are putting it outside, you know, in other places. He stated in a suit filed at FCT High Court in Abuja that portion from the book portrayed him, the law firm, and his lawyers as unethical, suggesting they were often involved in bribing judges and manipulating the judicial system. The 104-page book accused the law firm of compromising the integrity of the Supreme Court, scheming with crooked lawyers and incompetent justices, and doctoring a Supreme Court judgment. It also accused Mr. Babalola of corrupting the Supreme Court in the service of his client. So when are they also going to sue the U.S. document that showed that Babalola had bribed appeal court judges with up to $1 million, about $500 million something dollars? When is that going to happen, or is it only in Dele Farotimi that they know to do this? The words complained of are not only false, but also malicious, reckless, and defamatory, Mr. Ogunwumiju's suit read in part. He denied ever being involved in any judicial corruption in his long years of practice as a lawyer, despite handling high-profile cases. This suit adds to Mr. Farotimi's legal challenges as criminal defamation and cybercrime cases prompted by Mr. Babalola's petition to the police are already pending against him in both the Chief Magistrate Court and the Federal High Court in Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State. Mr. Farotimi has denied the charges in both cases. In a suit filed on 6 December, Mr. Ogunwumiju seeks 500 million in damages and a court order to halt the sale and distribution of the book, which has gained tremendous traction, reaching the top spot on Amazon's bestseller list within days of police action against Mr. Farotimi following Mr. Babalola's petition last week. On Tuesday, the Chief Magistrate Court in Ado-Ekiti adjourned until 20th December to rule on Mr. Farotimi's bail application. The development came 24 hours after the Federal High Court in Ado-Ekiti granted him a 50 million bail in the cybercrime case, so it was 50 million. Mr. Dele Farotimi, handcuffed, attended proceedings in both courts from prison on Monday and Tuesday. They want to halt the book. They want hey, if not for this book, now that's how people that are zeros would have died. Will be thinking they are heroes. Nah, you know, the truth does not need that NAFDAC number, and it must be said. And there are people who are willing to put everything on the line as long as it's in the course of saying the truth, and they will say it, and that truth must be heard. And now we are seeing a whole lot of things that are coming out, because I've seen online people coming out with some of their encounters that they've had with Mr. Babalola, and also, you know, confirming sort of like the things that Mr. Dele Farotimi had written in his book. I even saw one where someone was saying that he was even ready to testify. There was something about a case that had to do with domestic violence, and a woman and his client had to run, and then, you know, something about whether this other guy was a lawyer in the school. It's a whole lot, and so many more things, you know, are coming out beyond the things that Mr. Dele Farotimi had written in his book. And and this is the thing about the truth: you can't contain it, no matter how hard you try. It has a way of coming out and a way of putting itself out there. So we continue to follow all the things, you know, as they are going on. One of the things that for me I'm very so confident about is the fact that Mr. Dele Farotimi is one very strong person, that if they think they're going to break him up the way they usually do with people, it's just a joke. Because at the end of the day, we are all visitors on this earth. What are you going to do? All of us are shackled. It's just that his own handcuffs were made visible. All of us were wearing invisible handcuffs, and that's the reason why Mr. Dele Farotimi is always asking us, are we citizens? That we are not citizens in this country. So what is it that they are going to do?